and you're thinking only based on what the collective mob mentality is going to say about that market. And if you've never paid attention to it, just watch and see how the ones that come out openly and say, yeah, I think the market's going to go up. I think the market's going to go down. That's why I love going into the handful of live streamers I like watching. And this is the only reason why I like watching it. I want to see what their audience thinks about the marketplace. I want to see how the sentiment shifts in their chat window if they make it available. Or I want to hear how they themselves, the presenters, think. If they start talking very dogmatic about how they know it's going to go up, it's just going to have to do this. And if I see a setup, I know I got a 99% likelihood I'm going to make money there. And that sounds arrogant. That sounds condescending. It sounds ignorant to say something like that to some of you, but it's the honest truth. I'm not watching other YouTubers to learn anything. I want to see what a retail trader's mindset is about the market at the very time I'm anticipating my algorithm to spool a specific direction. And that's it. Some of them are entertaining to watch. But if you're part of a community like that, or a Discord or Telegram or whatever it is that you're a part of, and you don't know how to trade, you don't have a model, you don't know what you're doing, the absolute worst thing you could ever do to stifle your proper development is to be part of a group of people that are going to inspire you to do things many times after the fact. Everybody in the room will come to the consensus that, oh yeah, this market's going up after it starts running. I'm not saying there won't be rock stars amongst the community that generally get it right here and there. But what you're actually doing is you're conditioning yourself and building the wrong kind of experience. You're looking for a hand-holding experience versus how I'm teaching you. You're going to walk alone. And it sounds scary in the beginning. It sounds intimidating. And that's why I share when we do Twitter commentary, or I'll share my analysis beforehand on market reviews. I'll say, I think it's going to go here. I'm lending you my experience in the best way I can, because that way you can submit to that idea, go into the charts and study with that idea in mind, not listening to a bunch of chatter from people that may not even know how to trade, or they themselves are reacting to price and feeling impulsive. You don't know these people. You don't know what they've done. You don't know if they're really taking a trade. You don't know if they've been taking 15 trades before they even open their mouth up in these communities and they're in severe drawdown. And they just want to feel right inside by calling it publicly, but never divulging that they just went into serious drawdown or blown their account or their funded account or failed their combine. So the experience that you're trying to gain should be the proper kind of experience. That means sitting down, learning about the market themselves, whatever pursuit you're going to go after. It doesn't have to be mine. It doesn't have to be what I teach. You can apply what I'm saying today to whatever approach to trading you want to do. Because if you use these rules today I'm sharing, you stand a far better chance of being profitable with whatever I teach or what everyone else is teaching, and you have sound money management. You stand the best chance of finding consistency and profitability if you think like I'm going to show you today. So don't think I'm trying to contort your mind and brainwash you to only be a viewer of ICT concepts only and nothing else can work. That's not the message here today. Every other message has been that. I'm not going to shy away from that. But today, I kind of like want to be a broad spectrum of insight, opinion. And it may not hit some of you like I'm aiming. That's okay. But somebody came here and needed to hear it today, so that's what I'm doing. But your lack of experience in how you are going to relate to the actions in price, that is the root or foundation of your impatience. You just don't know what you're going to do. What am I going to do if this happens? Oh, well, let me rush through this part because it's uncomfortable not knowing myself, not knowing how I'm going to react. That's one of the reasons why I never drank alcohol and why I never did drugs. I've watched my family do things recklessly and tear their lives up, and my father went to prison because he gave himself over to substance abuse, which lowered his inhibitions. And then when you have a mental disorder that, like he has, you're more prone to want to end somebody's life. And that's what he did. And he's serving time for that. Went up for parole recently. I'm not sure how that went. I don't communicate with him, but it'll be interesting to see how that pans out, by the way. But the next thing is impulsiveness. If you're an impulsive person, what you're doing is you're showing signs that you have a lack of knowledge of price. So the normal progression is, while a trader starts this journey, the thing they overlook first and foremost is they themselves. Once they get a better grip on who they are as a trader, and they feel like they can conquer themselves in the personal sense, that doesn't mean that they have conquered the uncertainty about what price does generally. What separates me and our community from most others is when we talk about price, when I'm referring to price, I speak from a position of authority, authorship. This is what my algorithm is going to do. This is what it's been coded to do. This is what it's going to deliver. Just watch. Versus, we got to wait for our indicator to show us something. We got all of our eyes on this indicator here. These indicators, when these things do this, price will do that. That's total bullshit. That's bullshit. Price has no respect of any of that stuff. It just happens to be there, but it has no reason, no rhyme behind why price is doing that. Serious. I mean, it's just the way it is. I know it feels like it. It feels like it's got some kind of sorcery hold over top of price, and it's going to make it do something, walk it on a leash. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. VWAP is a fucking joke, myth. It ain't real. It's just in there just like any other thing. A stochastic divergence. You can find thousands of times where a stochastic divergence didn't do shit for price. It just kept on going. Impulsiveness stems from the lack of knowledge of price. You have to understand the central tenets of price delivery. That takes a lot of time. You can't rush that. It's not like you can go out there and buy technical analysis from A to Z book and think you figured it all out. I owned that book, by the way. I thought I was going to figure it all out when I was 20 years old. I was like, man, they buy that book there. And oh, wow, this is a small little snapshot of, this is an indicator. This is what it's used for most. Okay, well, now I know how to use it. I didn't know what I was doing. And what I was placing my interest and focus and time studying was things that was manipulating price. Think about that. That's what these indicators are doing. They're taking data that has already been delivered in price action, and they're applying mathematics and equations and compressing and contorting and torturing that data to spit out some kind of, here, look at this. Instead of, where's price going? How is it delivering right now? Was there any manipulation recently? Was there any stops rated while you're expecting it to go higher? Did it trade down into an inefficiency while you were expecting it to trade higher at a time of day when you expect it to run? There's a difference between what it is I'm trying to teach you to focus on versus everybody else's stuff. I'm not trying to take your attention away from price. I'm taking your attention right to price, but specifically at the right time. My algorithm delivers on time and price. It will not do anything but, unless manual intervention steps in. That means the powers that be say it wants to go here, it will go there, and it will do it in short order, and it will not respect your stop loss. It will not allow you to get out at the stop loss price. That's a trade that you were in. If you've ever endured that, you experience manual intervention, because the algorithm will not spool like that. It's not delivering price algorithmically when it does that. That's manual intervention. That's risk. That's the thing that everybody has to understand about every instance, every single trading session, every single trading day, every instrument that's tradable is open to that risk.